Hello everyone. Today we are covering a topic of basic of design, and we are going to now talk about the design process. The contents of this presentation is a typical product life cycle, automotive design process, design studio process, or we call it as product conceptualization process, and we'll also see a case study. In the end of this session, we'll be able to explain a typical product life cycle, describe the automotive design process, explain the product conceptualization process, and experience a pictorial case study. Now, a typical product life cycle. This can be implemented to almost any product, whatever you see in your life. It can be a automotive, it can be a product design, it can be a simple pen, or it can be a phone, whatever. All products goes through these four phases. Everything starts with design and engineering. It has a validation phase. It goes through manufacturing and then sales and services. There are two another stops in the product life cycle. One is the marketing, another one is the death of the product. I'm not covering that because that's there, but it's not what we are going to discuss hereafter. Now, an automotive design process. What this process I'm going to explain is based on the design process for a production release. As we have seen that everything starts from engineering and design, it has a validation, then you have manufacturing, and then it goes for sales and services. We are going to cover the design and engineering phase of it. So as I said earlier also, everything starts from product planning and research. If you have to design any product, the first thing what we get is a market research. That what exactly market requires. What is the requirement in the market? What are the volumes we are talking about? What are the kind of a customer base we have? What are the intended markets we have? Are we going to sell only in India, or are we going to sell globally? So all these things are a part of product planning and research. Apart from all these things, there are a few things like emerging technologies. If we are going to design a car, what kind of technologies we are going to put in that? And above all, what manufacturing strategies we are going to put in? Are we going to use our own existing manufacturing, or we are going to expand our manufacturing and we are going to include something new in that? So these all are part of product planning and research. Without this in place, you cannot start a product design, because this gives you a backbone or a Bible that what your product should look like, what market it should sell, and what kind of customers you are targeting. And if you don't have a clarity about these three things, you cannot design or produce a product which can be sold. In the end of the day, we have to design a product which can be sold. Any design, any product which is not sellable is not a good design. The next phase is the functional objectives. Here, once we have the research, we have the markets, what we have to sell in, and what are the technologies we are going to invest into. Once we have all that in our hand, we are going to see that what the product what we are designing, or what the product we are going to sell, what purpose it forms to the customer. Does it suit to its requirement, or does it match to its requirement, and will he's going to buy that, and is it what exactly customer wants? Example, if we are designing a car for a small city, so we have to consider things like cost, we have to think things like its size, and above all we have to also consider things like the seating capacity of it. Example, a Nano. It's a small car, but it fulfills all the criteria of a good space, small in size, and performance part also, because it's very cost effective. Apart from the customer perspective, we have to see the functional objectives from the manufacturing perspective also, that where this product lies in our portfolio. We have a huge range of cars, or we have a big portfolio of cars. Where exactly it is positioned? What kind of sales numbers we are looking at? What is the amount of investment we have to make? And what are the new technologies we're going to put? And above all, we have to also look into the legislation and the safety requirements. Any car, any product what we launch cannot be launched if it doesn't pass the legislation or the safety requirements it is intended to. Once we have research objectives very clear to us, we start the ideation process. And this process starts in the two different phases. The design studio takes over the design ideation, and the engineering takes over the packaging of it. Engineering starts with the basic systems, the layout, what will be the wheelbase, what will be the track length, and what will be the overall layout, what kind of gearbox we are planning to put in, what kind of engine we are planning to put in. Now, definitely, if we have a clear idea from a project, product planning and functional objectives that what car we are looking at, so we know that we are looking for, suppose example, we are looking at a small car. So definitely we will be focusing on the range of engines what is suitable for a small car. So these are the packaging considerations or the ideations what they start looking into. And on the same time, the design people start with the ideation process. They start with the storyboard. They go with the multiple themes. They start making some doodles, some small sketches, basic sketches, and all these is presented to marketing and management once they come to a conclusive phase that this is what we are thinking about the product. Once that kind of review is done, and the management, the marketing is quite happy with what we have to take it from here, uh, then we start looking at what competition is offering us, what kind of features they are looking at, the competition is giving us. We are more concerned of, and we make our economics more thorough. We start making scale models. The sizing and the layouts are more accurate. So these things come more towards the actual product as we go forward. Once we have what our competitors are offering, we know what management wants, we know what we can offer to the customer, we start with the actual advanced design. Here, all the hard points are almost finalized. The dimensions of the vehicle and the car are very much finalized. The systems are in place, and the design is more into one or two themes only. And we can even start with the full scale models of independent design. Digital modeling and CAS modeling starts parallelly, and we go to the next stage, which is design for production. Here, everything is in place. We know what we are going to make. The engineering has full idea that what kind of sections they are looking at. The CAE and the validation of many products are already being done, and the design, from a design point of view, the theme is very much finalized, and very few changes are allowed in that. And above all, once everything is done, we go ahead with the class A models or the production ready models of it. So that was the complete automotive process from a design to a production release cycle. Now, what are the activities which happens in a design studio, or what in short we can call it as product conceptualization? How we start and how we are ready with our ideations. As I said, everything starts with marketing brief and design planning. Once we have that what marketing markets we are intended for and what customer is looking at, we start making storyboards. We start making small doodles, and we start ideating towards the theme what we are looking at. Multiple design teams are involved in it, and multiple models are made, and multiple design possibilities are kept in front of management. So this is the stage where the real ideation, the sketching, renderings, and all these things taking place. We generally 4 to 5 teams compete for a product, and they all present their ideas by sketches, renderings, and photorealistic renderings. Once management is through with that what exactly they are looking at, we start with tape drawings. Although this is an old technology, but still some companies use it. And here they can see the real sellout of a car without even making any clay model or any physical model. Here, the real sellout of the car over the package, engineered package, is made, and you can get a very realistic feel of the car, how it's going to look like from a side view or front view. During the ideation process and the tape drawings, a parallel activity of CAS modeling or digital clay modeling starts. There, the modelers take the sketches and try to make a digital model out of it. Now, that's going to help the designers to better visualize their sketches and make some changes if required. And these models are further used to make scale clay models. These models are used to first machine the clay models, and then the designers sit on it and they try to refine the model as much as they can. Now, as I said, there are multiple teams which are involved in making designs. Up to this stage, around 4 to 5 teams are involved in the making of clay models, scale clay models, and these all are presented to the management. Once management see all these models and they give their opinion on that, from 4 to 5 designs, we narrow down to 1 or 2 designs. Different companies have different approach. Some companies go for 3 or 4 iteration of iteration changes. Some companies just do it in 2 or 3 iterations. But once a scale claim models are done, detailed cast modeling begins. Now, depend on how many themes we can have multiple cast models, and these are refined on computers as well as on the cast models. We make model on clay cast, and then we replicate that on clay. Then we make model again on cast, we replicate that again on clay. Refinements are done on clay, it's taken back to the cast model, and this process keeps on going on, keep going on until we arrive to a situation where the management and the designer is happy about the overall physical form of the car. Once we have very thorough clay models and cast models, we start with photorealistic rendering. These renderings are very accurate in depicting the look and feel of the car in a particular environment. Here we can put multiple variations. We can represent multiple different models of a car, different color schemes, different upholstery in the car without making actual physical model. And this can show a variety to the customer as well as the management that what kind of models we can present. Here the management sit and decide that what all themes are okay with them and what kind of value as well as design proposition they want to give it to the customer. What kind of material, what kind of finishes, what kind of colors, and what kind of model variants they are ready to launch. These all can be decided here without even investing in a model. Once we are thorough with what theme we are going ahead, we make a 1:1 clay model. Any changes which are made on the clay model. They are approved by the management, and then only we replicate that into a CAS model. And CAS model and clay models go head to head in this stage. Once the clay models are freezed and management is happy with the overall form and feel of the car, we go ahead with the class A models. As this technique takes a lot of time and a lot of man hours, this is done in last, and it is a very accurate reproduction of the clay model with all the desired characteristics of a good production surface. During the stage of when we are at clay models, colors and material team also get into it. They develop the colors, materials, textures for the car, interiors and exterior, and they are as important as the any form or any design we are talking about, because color is actually what is going to what will be seen by the customer at once, and color enhances the form. For example, silver is one of the best colors to see the form, but at the same time the most sellable color is white. So we have different variations of white. We can produce different uh, depending on the product. Like in nano we produce multiple colors, and nano is available more than 11 or 12 colors, because it's very youth centric. We have colors from papaya orange to purple, and we also have decent or more sober colors, we call it as white and gray available in that. And through all this process we are able to develop a car what is the intended product in the end. Now we're going to see a case study of a design process, and it's a pictorial representation of all the stages I've talked about. Everything starts, I've taken example of Mercedes-Benz, and I've tried to put all the pictures in perspective so that you can see the final product, how it goes through. We start with ideation, which is rendering in sketches. We build scale models. Then digital model clay models or the cast models are built, where more details can be added, parts can be splitted, and more refinement can be done. Taking these digital models, we can have detailed renderings, we can do more refinements in that, and what exactly designer wants he can very much clearly put on the digital models. And then from that we create the photorealistic renderings. This is one of them, and this is shown to the management, and their feedback is taken. Once they're happy with it, full scale models are built, and all the refinements are done on it. Why scale models? Because there you can have the actual feel of 3D, and you can actually feel how the product is going to look like. Scale model also progresses over a period of time, from a very simple single color model to actual parts fitted on it, more details added to it, and finally the class A models are built. So in the end of this session, you understood what is a typical product life cycle, what is automotive design process, and what product conceptualization process is. Thank you.